and welcome back to the Horror Debate. I'm Michael Mandy. With me, as always, Rowdy Jeff.
What is happening, guys? To this week, you're going to love this. The Midnight Meat Train by Clive Barker, who actually wrote this thing, and it's actually directed by Ryuhei Kitamura.
I hope we pronounced that right.
I hope I said that right, and if not, sure you can... Okay, no, never mind. You don't get that joke because you don't play games, Mike.
No, I don't.
See, Street Fighter, Ryu, never mind.
Okay, I know Street Fighter.
You got to get out of the closet, dude.
I know
Come
Street
on.
Fighter. I saw that Jean-Claude Van Damme film.
Oh, God. Don't even get me started on that thing. And then they did a new one. They did like the Chun-Li story, you know? And I hear that's no better. I didn't go see it, but, you know, it's like, come on. It's the chick from Smallville. She's playing Chun-Li. I'm like, come on now. She doesn't look anything like Chun-Li. You know? You don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, no, I was just thinking...
You need to get into some Street Fighter.
If she beats everybody, does she become Chung King?
That's right. That's exactly the plot line, Mikey. Very good. Right. So we're talking the Midnight Meat Train, dude. You know what? I had heard rumors on this thing from way back, probably at least a year ago, you know, when it was coming out, that the theaters didn't want it. They didn't want to put it out in wide production because it was too gory, too nasty. And I was hearing that it was going to go out in limited release, and then they had to chop it up a little bit, pun intended. You know, so... And
then it became very limited. Didn't it only open in like 4 screens?
It was like super, super small. And but I was hearing really good things about it from the people that went to see it. And so I was really looking forward to it. And I didn't even realize the DVD came out. It snuck under the radar. Mm-hmm. And I was out at some store and I saw it sitting there. I'm like, oh, it's mine. You know, so I grabbed it, brought it home, and sat down and watched it, man. And let me tell you something. This was some visceral stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, we're talking Vinnie Jones. This is the guy who played with Stone Cold Steve Austin in The Condemned. Now, you may have not seen that because, again, you're in the closet, but Stone Cold and Vinny did a great job in that movie, and that wasn't horror, but, I mean, Vinny's got that look, that evil-eyed look, that if he's going to play a psycho dude, he's going to do it right. Mm-hmm. And boy, did he do it right, Mikey. I enjoyed the heck out of this thing. This was good and gory, ugly, nasty, visceral, everything I expected, until the end. So, until the end.
Yeah, until the end.
So...
You know, I'll be honest with you. This movie, they really went nuts with the blue. What is it with that Grudge look where everything is blue everywhere?
Well, in this movie in particular, I'm not going to speak for The Grudge, but for this
and Underworld, where everything is blue.
For this movie in particular, I think the blue was more the coldness, the hard coldness of the city
and the subway.
The subway. That made sense to me. I mean, it wouldn't make sense if it was red. You know what I mean? It wouldn't make sense. It blue. You got the feeling you were in the city. Just kind of that, like I said, that hard, cold steel of the subway, the loneliness kind of vibe.
Uh-huh.
That's what I got out of it. And then the dread, the sadness, you know, that sort of thing. I got that out of it, too. So it was more to play on the emotion of what they wanted you to feel, I think, overall. And boy, did it work.
Yeah, it was very... blue.
Yeah.
You know, this movie kind of, it kind of was a slower pace than I was expecting.
Beautiful, though. Well, let's talk about it. First of all,
what's
Mike,
the plot? What's the plot?
Talk about it, Mikey. Here, the plot is just very simply this. You have murders that are happening on the subway, and this was New York, and you have, they're not sure what's going on. They're
Where
not
the
sure
heck are the Guardian Angels? Where's Curtis Sliwa, man?
Hey, man, you know, you can't have everything. And you got this photographer dude, right, who's trying to get a better paying gig, and who accidentally takes a picture of...
He gets... I was watching his boss, this lady he's trying to impress, is Brooke Shields.
That's right, and she was hot, wasn't she?
She still is.
Yeah,
she's
I'm telling you.
Good.
I'm telling you. But so anyway, what happens is...
I wonder if anything comes between her and her
He's
Calvins.
going out to get reality shots, basically. He's going out to get like slices of real life, real New York life.
She's like this famous art gallery person.
Because he's wanting to sell the pictures to her. And that's what she wants, is like reality shots. People is shot in their real life. So
and something gritty.
He's out at night, probably about midnight, because it's called the Midnight Meat Train, right?
The 3 a.m. meat train.
Yeah.
Fit too well, I guess.
And he's in this heading down to the subway, and these like gangsters are like harassing this chick. To make a long story short, he
takes the pictures instead.
No. He brings it to their attention that they're being filmed on the what do you call it?
On
the security
cameras.
camera.
Well, first he's taking pictures while they're harassing her. And
Correct.
They got the knife up on her throat and stuff. And then he points out, because they're going to take him out now.
Correct. So, but the cool thing is that they leave her alone because now they realize if they do anything, they're recorded. But what does the guy say to him as he leaves? You're dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
You're dead, right? I mean, they're going to come get this guy, right? So, but he's not worried about that. He saved the girl, and he knew he was going to get some, right? That's what he was thinking, right? But the girl goes ahead, gives him a kiss, and then leaves and goes down to the subway. Well, the door opens, and this hand comes out and kind of opens the door for her.
And it's got a strange ring.
It's got a strange ring on that hand. Of course, you don't really notice that at that particular scene, by the way. But she gets on the subway, and then the next morning,
she's in the paper.
She's in the newspaper that she was murdered. Right? So the whole story is...
No, she was missing.
Well, missing.
These people are missing.
This whole story is about this photographer getting deeper involved in kind of surveiling this guy, Vinnie Jones, who he suspects is kidnapping or killing or whatever these people on the midnight meat train.
Mm-hmm.
Which is it's not really the midnight meat train, it's a subway, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
So... yeah, I thought it was done impeccably in certain ways. The atmosphere in this movie...
it was a very bleak...
you could cut it with a knife.
It was a very bleak, dismal...
oh, beautiful.
Sterile atmosphere.
Beautiful. I mean, you felt it. You didn't even have to have anything going on the screen. If it was just like an apartment scene where him and his girlfriend, who was very cute, by the way, him and his girlfriend were in the apartment, the color schemes that they used, the way it was shot, the atmosphere was tight, man. It made you almost feel like you couldn't breathe. It was a beautiful thing, Mike.
Yes, it was a very... I don't want to make it sound like this is a bad thing, but it was a very sterile, dismal atmosphere. The movie is a very, like you said, maybe because it's blue everywhere, it's a very cold... even the acting is very wooden and stoic.
I was so excited. I'll tell you this. I have not seen in recent memory a movie that played up the gore, especially with the special effects that they used while the gore was happening. The slowdown, the 3D kind of rotation modeling of the blood splatter. I really got into that, and I know sometimes the computers can go overboard. I thought they were done impeccably well in this film. It fit perfectly. He has this cleaver, Vinnie Jones has this not a cleaver, but it's a hammer. It's a tenderizer is what it is. It's a meat tenderizer. And he uses that so freaking much in this movie, man.
Oh,
and
yeah,
he is just... he knocks the dude's eyeball out, Mikey. I mean, it was, and then it was modeled in 3D and rotated around. I mean, it was like, wow. You know, I tell you what, I enjoyed the heck out of this thing. You can tell I'm excited, Mike. I finally found something I can dig my teeth in here, you know?
Were you as excited about the ending?
No, well, let's not get to the ending yet, because I got more to say. You know what made me pop? You know what made me pop?
I'm glad I wasn't sitting next to you.
I love this, and I had forgotten about this, and I had heard about this from another gentleman that I know.
You had a towel near you.
I got up and cheered. Rampage Jackson boarded the Midnight Meat Train, Mike. He's an MMA star. He got on the Midnight Meat Train and was staring Vinnie Jones down, boy. I said, oh, Vinnie's in trouble now. I said, Vinnie better get the tenderizer out, baby, because he's going to get knocked the hell out here, right? And it was a great fight scene between Rampage and Vinnie. I was up off the couch going, yeah, this is good stuff, you know? Of course, he wasn't playing himself as Rampage Jackson, but still, good stuff. I love it when somebody comes in like that, where you're wanting a character to get beat up so badly, and then somebody comes on the screen that you know could do it. It's like, yes, we're gonna have a good fight scene here, you know. So I got a big smile on my face on that. And to be honest with you, this movie was fantastic. I loved the interaction between the photographer character and his girlfriend. I thought the relationship was good there. She thought she was losing him, thought he was cheating on her, etc. When he was actually out doing this whole photography thing. They played this up really well. It was almost like a couple of or three different kind of tracks of plot line going on at any given time. Especially when, you know, you had the relationship between him and his girlfriend. You had him out at night. You had him working with Brooke Shields, you know, trying to get this gig going. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of different aspects to it, but it all wrapped up in a nice little blanket here. At the end, though, as you were saying, wow, this is where Clive Barker showed up. Apparently, okay? Like, the movie was going right on the rails, pun intended. It was going right on the rails until right at the end. And what happened? What happened here? We ended up figuring out some stuff that I didn't necessarily want to figure out. You know, I mean, I wanted to know what happened and what the purpose was behind all the killings, but the ending, it kind of blew it, man.
It's been used before.
Yeah.
You know,
but that's no excuse. It didn't work for me. It almost cheapened the whole thing for me.
Yeah, the ending was kind of anticlimactic. I guess you didn't pop it.
No, but let me say this. Anytime you take something that's based in reality, okay,
and then you add
and then all of a sudden, you know, you're 9/10 through the film, and then all of a sudden, you know, the brakes are put on. It's like, no, this is some supernatural crap going on. Then I got a problem with it, okay? And that's, see, I've told you this before. I love my horror based in reality. When it's based in reality, that's when I can really get my brain going, really get into it and go, this could actually happen. This is scary. This could give you the heebie-jeebies. That's what I like. This movie had me going until the end, and then, like I said, the brakes come on, it goes off the rails, and I'm sitting there going with my mouth open going, what? Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah. I thought it was very cool when Vinnie Jones went and he was waiting for midnight to come around, and he's sitting, and then the camera super speeds up and you see all the millions of people walking around, but he didn't move.
Yeah, Vinny,
that was cool.
What a freaking guy. I love this guy, Mike. I've seen him in like 3 or 4 different films. Like I said, he was in with Stone Cold Steve Austin. He played a kind of a villain character in there.
He was the Juggernaut in X-Men 3.
Awesome stuff. His face, he didn't have to say a word. His face says everything, man. His eyes say everything. I mean, basically, this was a showcase for him. Mm-hmm. This was good stuff. Like I said, the only real negative I had in the whole thing, and even all the acting was good. I didn't have one qualm. Not even Rampage Jackson dropped the ball on the acting, okay? I thought it was fantastic. Like I said, the end kind of bummed me out, but it wasn't enough to bum me out over the whole thing. It cheapened it a little bit, in my opinion, to do that, but that's okay. That's what they wanted to do. Fine with me. 4 stars, 4 strong stars for this film. I thought it was top notch. It would have made 5, I think, if it would have just kept going. If there would have been like something based in reality at the end.
You mean someone bigger than Vinnie Jones with a bigger meat cleaver?
Well, what did we end up with? We ended up with a situation where the story was going to continue. So I honestly think that we might see a sequel here.
You just wanted a battle royal.
I wanted Rampage to whoop Vinny's butt, and it almost happened. If it wasn't for that damn tenderizer, man, we would have had something there. But I enjoyed it, man. I watched it with my wife. She was watching me go, "You loving this thing?" I'm like, "I love this. This is good stuff."
You're enjoying it a lot more than I did. Because I thought it was very sterile, very cold, and
it was
very.
But see,
it was meant to be unsettling.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, and that's when you have a director that can create a mood with colors or with location
or lack of colors
lack of anything or more. Doesn't matter. The thing is that he created a mood, and you got into that mood within the first 5 minutes of this film, and it didn't let you go until the end.
But no, it's a good film.
Talk about the gore a little bit, though, Mike. I mean, this was good stuff.
Yeah.
You talk about splatter and heads coming off and eyeballs falling out and legs being cut.
And when a head gets lopped off, the camera point of view shows it rolling down the
and cut
train.
in the crotch while hanging upside down.
Yeah, that was...
I mean, wow. The 4 solid stars. Mikey, what are you giving it?
I'm giving it 3 stars.
3 stars.
Good film.
See, I probably gave it like an extra star.
Because of your wrestler.
Yeah, that's right. Because of Rampage. I get a kick out of that. When I see one of those guys, especially because he can whoop Vinny's butt, right? But you're in the storyline. You're all into it. You know he's going to lose. But hey, it's all right, man. Go see this. Rent this thing. It may not be a buyer, but I enjoyed it. Anything visceral like this where the gore makes sense, you're based in reality, you have solid acting. I mean, this is something that really, I think, defines the horror genre. This is what I expect out of it.
All right. I'm Michael Mandy. He's Rowdy Jeff, and we'll talk to you next week at the Horror Debate.